Sometimes, real-life moments between stars take center stage in ways no script could ever capture. And just recently, one of those moments happened live, in front of a studio audience, millions watching from home, and a production crew that didn't expect anything more than another lighthearted morning show. But what unfolded on Live with Kelly and Mark turned into something much more intimate. A moment that brought the spotlight not just onto the celebrity couple at the center of it, but onto a kind of love we rarely get to see, honest, enduring, and deeply felt. It all began like any other episode. Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos were doing what they do best, sharing laughs, telling stories, riffing on marriage, parenting, and pop culture. But then, something shifted. During a conversation that started out playful, Mark paused, just for a second. The tone of his voice changed. The jokes stopped. And the audience leaned in, even if they didn't quite realize why. With no script in front of him and no clear reason to pivot, Mark Consuelos looked at Kelly not as his co-host, but as his partner of nearly 3 decades. And then he spoke. What came out wasn't rehearsed. It wasn't polished. It was raw. Mark started talking about the journey they've been on, the years of juggling work and raising kids, the sacrifices she made behind the scenes, and the way she's carried their family with grace and strength. He called her his anchor, said he never would have become the man he is today without her. And for a few powerful seconds, the room went silent. The studio audience stopped clapping. The crew behind the cameras held their breath. And Kelly? She didn't crack a joke. She didn't brush it off. She looked at Mark with eyes that had clearly seen it all. The highs, the struggles, the real-life stuff that never makes it onto cue cards. Then she smiled softly, placed her hand on his, and simply said, "I know." 2 small words, but in that moment, they said everything. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't made for ratings. It was real. This is why fans love Kelly and Mark. Not just because they're funny or famous or the picture of a successful Hollywood marriage, but because they let us see something deeper. They let us in. We've watched them raise kids together, navigate careers, and show up for each other day after day, not just in public, but in the little moments that speak volumes. And this time, they reminded us, even in the most familiar relationships, there's room for new emotions, room for gratitude, room for love that still surprises you. Naturally, social media exploded. Clips of the moment went viral. Fans called it one of the most authentic things they've ever seen on daytime TV. But the truth is, this wasn't about going viral. This was about a man telling the world how much he cherishes his wife, and a woman quietly letting him know that she hears him, she sees him, and she still feels it too. No flashy declarations, no dramatic music, just 2 people with history, heart, and a love that's weathered everything life has thrown their way. Will it change the show? Will we see more vulnerable moments like this? No one knows for sure, but one thing is certain. What Mark and Kelly shared wasn't just television. It was a reminder that real love, the kind that lasts, doesn't need grand gestures, just honesty and a hand to hold. If you want to keep up with beautiful moments like this and get the inside scoop on all things Live with Kelly and Mark, make sure to subscribe and tap that bell icon, because stories like this, you don't want to miss them.